Wow, I can't even believe this stuff is actually happening right now, bro. Like, I really can't believe that stuff like this is going on. Like, I know that we do a lot of reactions like this, but it just does not make sense that this one completely stands out of all the other ones. Like, no, look at this for real, y'all.
You know the one thing about flat Earth that does trip me out? Google images of satellites. They're just all...
There's no real pictures?
They're all
graphics?
Yeah, dude. Not a single one is not. This is the one thing that tripped me out, I'm not gonna lie. They're all just like renders. I've never seen a satellite that was real. I'm just saying, I'm not a flat earther, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that is very strange now that you bring that up. Why would they want to sell us on Earth being round?
That's not the only thing they're selling you on. They're selling you on space as well. Because you're thinking outer space and all those other planets and stuff
real?
like that. Yeah. Huh?
You don't think they're real? You don't think sun's real?
No. Sun is real. The sun and the moon is real.
Okay.
But outer space is not.
Yeah, because we haven't seen. Then what is it? What are we
It's
doing?
water over the firmament. Is water.
Over the firmament he's talking
We're in the ocean right now?
We under the firmament, under the dome, and there's water over the firmament. Says it in the Bible. Yeah, outer space is, there's no such thing.
There's no such thing as outer space.
No, and that's the whole thing that got you tricked and why you think the other planets and stuff. The planets are wandering stars that you think about.
So you think all that, like them going to Mars stuff, is all?
How they going to the Mars? Why they don't put the same rover on the moon so we can watch the Earth spin right now? How they gonna go to Mars?
They're talking about building a society on Mars, right?
Yeah. Why they doing that? Why they ain't got the same thing on the moon right now though?
Yeah.
How they gonna go to Mars?
Like the whole thing is like we never went back to the moon, right?
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, we never went back. Yeah, that's still the speculation. How won't y'all just reload the same one and just take it back? If it worked the first time, do it again.
About the black man putting on a dress conversation.
You talking to a black man that put on a dress. That conversation to me it's silly. It's a negative thing that is only in black people. We have, for some reason, been programmed to look down on the craziest parts about our experience, that we're supposed to not embrace our past, not embrace our history, not embrace our heroes, not embrace our different levels of comedy, that we have to be this way. When Robin Williams puts on a dress and is Mrs. Doubtfire, he gets nominated for an Oscar and white people think it's brilliant. When black people put on dresses, all of a sudden we're labeled by our own people something negative.
That's cope. You want to wear a dress. That's what I just heard. You like that dress you was wearing. I guess when they jump off of cliffs, you gonna jump with them. I guess when they off their manhood, you gonna do it too.
About the black man.
Oh my God. Hey, I told y'all to each his own, but I know it ain't for me. You know, whatever floats the boat, but it ain't for me. So.
Hi folks, welcome back to Things I Would Never Do as a Retired FBI Agent. And today we're going to talk about why I won't get my news from either of the two major cable outlets. In 22 years as a criminal investigator and media rep for the FBI, I developed a pretty good bullshit detector, and it's telling me that CNN and Fox News are just two sides of the exact same coin. One of them wants you to believe that we're becoming a fascist country. The other wants you to believe we're becoming a communist country. Of course, neither is true, so why do they do it? Well, to keep their base viewership, to sell advertising, and to stoke the fires of fear that keep them in business. I know many of you have already tuned them out. Where do you get your news? Answer in the comments below. Follow me here, and it's Steve Lazarus.
That is a pretty good opinion. Where do you get your news? Because it seems like it's so many different news outlets now. But yeah, it's a business at the end of the day. It's basically what he was trying to say. And this allegedly is an FBI agent. But this is a news outlet at the end of the day. So I'm positive, personal opinion, that they would do what they need to do to continuously make money. You know what I'm saying? Especially that not a lot of people are watching television now. They're going to do what they need to do to make money. Even if it's posting Instagram reels and TikToks.
This is why storage facilities are one of the creepiest places on the planet.
They found a dozen bodies and the cremated remains of more than 40 people in self-storage units rented in Joseph O'Donnell's name.
Multiple cases of dead and missing people have been found in storage units.
The family of a U.S. veteran is demanding answers about his bizarre death tonight. Deputy Moffat was found dead inside of a public storage unit.
This is why storage...
Wow. So what could be the possible outlet for these storage units, and why would they want to use them to store bodies? That is a very valuable question. I don't think I ever heard of anything like this. This is something new. So y'all can let me know what ideas y'all think could be possible.
you seen the TikTok about dreaming, where you're supposed to ask someone the time or date in your dreams? Well, I did it last night and it was terrifying. I literally wrote notes all about it. I need to share it with you, so you don't make the same mistake I did. I was having like a really good dream. It was peaceful, it was fine. I was hanging out with this girl, I have no idea who she was. And I just remembered in my head that TikTok. I said, do you know the date and time? Her whole mood completely changed. Her eyes got big and her smile dropped.
Oh, that is creepy. That just made my stomach hurt. That was more like a lucid dream. That, you know, is when you're possibly awake and you're aware that you're dreaming. But at the same time, I would want to try to do that. And I do hope I get the answer. But now that it's instilled in my head, I hope that this does not happen, because I would be creeped out. I would be scared for sure. Just imagine you ask somebody what time it is and they start falling apart. Boy.
State officially declared an invasion on the southern border. Greg Abbott is invoking Texas's constitutional authority to self-defense.
The authors of the Constitution knew there would be times when the federal government would not live up to its duty. And so they empowered states in Article 1, Section 10, the right of self-defense. The Biden administration has really, truly abdicated its responsibility to secure the border and enforce the laws. Texas has a right, as a state, to stop criminals from coming into our state, to make arrests of those criminals.
The Texas National Guard is erecting more razor fencing. The Supreme Court had ruled the federal government had the right to cut the fence, but allowed Texas to reserve the right to throw it back up. And the governor is enlisting an army of farmers and ranchers to lay razor wire along the border. Democrats are now urging Joe Biden to federalize the Texas National Guard. Rip the power away from Abbott and make them stand down, and let the invasion, as it's been declared, continue. The Democrats would be federalizing a state's National Guard to not protect our citizens.
Wow. I ain't getting too much into the politics, but y'all need to look at this stuff on Twitter because it's getting really deep.
This lady bumped off because she discovered the Matrix. In October of 2019, the CEO of Tinker Ventures, Erin Valenti, flew to California for a tech conference. She was scheduled to stay for only 3 days. However, on the last day of her trip, just as she was scheduled to get on a plane home, Erin's parents received a call from her with a frantic voice yelling over the phone. It is all a game. It's a thought experiment. We're in the Matrix. Before hanging up. Subsequently, she was not heard from again until a few days later when police found a lady in an abandoned rental car on a residential street, dead. Her parents launched an investigation into this, claiming that Erin would have never done this to herself. And what was interesting was that the company that she owned was developing neural control and brain-machine interface technology, making people wonder if she accidentally discovered that we are all living in a simulation. So, was this lady bumped off?
I hate that we won't be able to find out, but if she was working for them folks, she probably did figure out something for real.
Soon we will enter an era where there will be no internet, no television, or telephone service. We will plunge into chaos, where your money, your empires, and your power will lose all significance. The sole concern for you and your loved and dear ones will be simple survival. However, in this impending scenario, you will sadly realize that you can no longer change anything. You will be powerless. By then, you will have lost all your media resources, thus losing influence over the masses, and your empires will be shattered. Your only chance to preserve your empire is to align with humanity and contribute to informing people and uniting all scientists into a single scientific research center. If we swiftly find a solution to create a shield against external cosmic influences, soon we will enter an era where there will be no...
See, I'll be listening and constantly listening, hoping that it's not going to end, that they're giving more information about what really can go on. But I don't feel like he gave us enough information. He's just basically telling us to prepare. Now, this was creepy. TriFagal Thumb. I'm sorry if I don't know how to say the name. Is a birth defect where thumbs have 3 phalanges. That's what it looked like instead of 2. So it looked like the thumb. Okay, so the thumb has 3 joints. So I think 1, 2, and 3 instead of 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? So it has basically the joints like a thumb. I mean, like your other fingers. This looks pretty crazy though. Wow. Yeah, that is crazy. I never seen nothing like that. Yeah, so it's 1, 2, and 3. And then 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, that's crazy. I never seen nothing like that.
Olive oil is amazing until you cook it. Grapeseed oil is good too. Even when you cook grapeseed oil, it doesn't collapse, you know, in these hot heats, and it doesn't turn into a bunch of gunk like other oils do. That's why, you know, if you are going to fry some food, which I don't recommend you do, but if you want to play around in creation and fry some foods, if you're not healing or going through a detoxification symptom, the only oil I would cook with or would fry with is grapeseed oil, because the way that it sustains heat, it has a way of just sustaining heat and not allowing heat to break it down and turn it into a glunk or a glue. And that's why I think Sabi was into cooking with that oil, because it doesn't really destroy itself or the molecular structure that makes it up when it's under high heat. Olive oil, you can completely destroy olive oil when you introduce it to heat. That's why a lot of Italians, when they use olive oil, which they do a lot, and notice that their heart disease is very, very low, because they take so much olive oil, but they mix it with lemons, they put rosemary in it, and then they put it on top of their salads. They never put heat to it. So olive oil is good. Even an olive oil shot every other day is good for the heart. It's good for the cardiovascular system. Olive oil extract is very, very amazing. It's when we put heat to it and we change the molecular structure, that's when it becomes a drug and it starts messing up or blocking certain types of functionalities within our cellular structure. So olive oil is amazing when you take it in its raw state. Olive oil
is this true? Because I ain't gonna lie, I've been everything what olive oil I make. So it's just like if we need to heat up our food, what do we heat it up with? Because you can't use butter. You know, the canola oil. So what to use? I thought like when it's not like a seed oil, then it's not good. But I thought the seed oils was the good stuff for you. I don't know how valid this is. I would have to look this up because I use olive oil every day and I could have sworn it was more on the healthy side. See what I'm saying?
This whole new Taylor Swift AI thing has gotten insane. I mean, this is the epitome of mess around and find out. Recently, a man online has been sharing very provocative photos of Taylor Swift that are all generated by artificial intelligence, completely fake. They went extremely viral, and now the man behind it is certainly feeling the repercussions. The man who went by ZV Bear online was getting really cocky with things, tweeting out, "I don't care how powerful Swifties are, they'll never find me. Unlike the Joker, I use fake numbers and addresses for everything I do." Now everyone should know you don't mess with Swifties, they can be a bit crazy. And it didn't take long for them to find the guy. He's a 28-year-old Canadian named Zubaira Abdi, and things aren't looking too great for him. Taylor is reportedly considering legal action against the guy, but it seems like now the government might also be getting involved. The White House issued a statement saying the images are alarming and is urging Congress to act on deep fakes. And now suddenly ZV Bear has really cut back on his posting, even setting his account to private, with his last tweet saying Swifties are a whole different animal to deal with. This whole new Taylor Swift AI.
I mean, of course, I know y'all been seeing this stuff go crazy on Twitter right now. If you haven't, you need to look at these Taylor Swift AI photos. Unfortunately, they are not YouTube friendly, so of course I'm not going to be playing them myself. But the fact that this man said they'd never be able to find me, I'm moving in the wind. Bro, you're verified on Twitter, bro. So you had to confirm all of your information, bro. AI is definitely getting scary because when I see those pictures, I was very confused at first. Hey, ain't no hiding now, boy. You better just turn yourself in, man. Turn it and make it easy, bro. For those who now live in petrification. Wow, this is a cat. A petrified cat. Turned into rock, stone. Wow. Or wood or whatever that is. That is crazy. That is a cat. Or a tiger or a lynx or something. But that is real. A petrified real. Like that's real. Wow. Long extreme. You know what's so crazy? Because we talked about this, about the Himalayan salt and the petrified giants that they did a DNA test on the Himalayan salts and it tested positive for human DNA. So this could definitely make sense of how they possibly could have been petrified, could have been some type of flood situation, you know. So it just was a wonder on how were they petrified and how did they turn into stone. But something like this just gave me a lot of belief that things like this is real. Like things like this really happen. It's just a matter of how long ago did this happen? How old is this animal? Like this mug is turned into stone, bro. That is crazy.
Go look at what, the Pentagon has confirmed that those Tic Tac UFOs we've chased off the coast here, California and Norfolk, that we have footage for. And the Pentagon's confirmed they're real 3D objects. I mean, it's moving, straight up, straight down, has no rockets, no jets, doesn't have an atomic power plant on board, no heat signature. And it's an electromagnetic field propulsion. But every one of those is the big story no one knows. Those weren't extraterrestrial. Those are ours. Those are coming out of the Lockheed Skunk Works in Northrop and EG&G and Raytheon. I know where they're made. I know who's worked on them. I mean, this is my family legacy. So I tell people, look, I mean, this stuff if you look at it, that's an alternative energy device. That is not consuming anything you're burning. And so if you were to put something that was stationary, in other words, sitting at your house or in your car, but not flying, that was pulling that kind of energy out of what's called the 0 point field of energy, you'd have no power bill, there'd be no pollution, and within 20 years, all poverty on Earth would be over. So the secrecy around this, however, is the reverse. If you have a handful of global super powerful interests that are controlling literally $1,000 trillion worth of assets, dealing with fossil fuels, nuclear, internal combustion engine, car engines, jets, rockets, all the oil, gas, coal in the ground, all the commodities trading based on that, it's well over $2 quadrillion. Go look at what, the Pentagon is.
Wow. They find reptilian fossils on top of a mountain. Wow. Yeah, that's fossilized. Dang. What type of animal is that? Yeah, I see this. This looks like a dragon or something. And that is real. That is like fossilized. What? Yeah, that's crazy, man. Y'all let me know, what is this? Have anybody heard anything about this, or what did they any scientists or anybody say what this could have been? They're like definitely like a dragon and something else right here, like a baby dragon. That is crazy. Exposing what media. Okay, so I'm guessing these all the people that was with John Rockefeller, Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Gates. I know Bill Gates, man. And speaking of, they didn't even come out with the list. We've been waiting for the list. It's the 28th. I could have sworn they said they was coming out with it the 27th. Like, we're waiting on that list. What's this? Donald Trump. Yeah, this is a false flight list. This is definitely a false flight list. Virgin Islands, West Palm Beach. Wow. 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 Man, I'm waiting for this list. They need to expose this, man. They've been talking about something they was going to expose them since 2015, and they still haven't. I hope they don't fake on us like they did then.
Pyramids down there are a lot. They're a lot bigger than the ones in.
It's super megalithic. One of the pyramids is 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers of base.
Oh wow! Looking into the Nikola Tesla stuff, and it sounds like Nikola Tesla got his information somehow from ancient Egypt. A lot of people say that the pyramids were some type of a power plant.
You look at Bosnia in Europe. There's a pyramid there called the Pyramid of the Sun. Just like the one, there's one in Mexico called the Pyramid of the Sun. There's one in Bosnia called the Pyramid of the Sun. It's massive. There's tunnels underneath that are connecting the pyramids. But inside of this one tunnel, they found this gigantic crystal. It's called the K2 megalith. And on it is written in runes, it says, "We must stand in defense until we can open the gate."
Pyramids down there are...
We must stand in defense until we can open the gate. Katy Perry, the Kid Lori, before and after. This was before, this was after. I can't play the music because of copyright. Madonna, before, Madonna after. Wow. Sam Smith before, oh my God. All these before and afters. That is sad, man. It is crazy what the music industry is doing to these people. And but this is all recent too. This is all between the year 2000 and the year 2024. It's sad.
My name is Curtis Johnson. My name is Curtis Johnson. Johnson's Produce and Seafood. When you want to gauge your watermelon and tell if it's ready, watch this pine needle.
Hey y'all, we decided to share some of the most special moments that Black traveling culture has experienced throughout the year. And meeting Mr. Curtis near Myrtle Beach, South Carolina was truly one of them. He shared his unique process on how to pick out the best watermelon, which we had never heard before.
Move. If it don't move in that watermelon, don't buy it.
Wow. And show him on this one too, Mr. Curtis Johnson.
Okay.
Look at
What?
that.
And it's sitting flat. The watermelon is sitting flat. Pine straw is sitting flat. It'll move counterclockwise. If it was all the way flat, it'll spin around in a circle. But this pine straw here, if it don't move, there's no wind out here. Am I right or wrong?
No wind. It's hot and humid.
It's hot and humid. There's no wind. If that pine straw don't move, don't buy that watermelon. Don't
And
buy
this
it.
is coming straight
Come
from
see Johnson's Produce in Conway, South Carolina. Antioch Road, 5926 Antioch Road in Conway. I make sure you get the best produce in the world.
Oh my goodness. And he's not telling a lie. Look, y'all.
I'm gonna make sure you take care of. I promise you.
And this is ours right here. This is the one we picked out from Mr. Curtis, and he showed us his trick. First, he showed us the hollow sound. Then it was yellow on the back. And then he got the pine straw and showed us that this is a good sweet one. Okay.
Three different ways. He either a great salesman, or he's speaking truth. I've never heard of the whole little situation that he put on top, but I did hear about thumping it or looking at the bottom of it to see the yellowness of the ripeness and things like that. But I'm gonna tell you this: I heard of plenty of different cultures having their intake and outlook on how can they say what is a good fruit and what is not a good fruit. What I want to hear from you all down below is, what would you consider a good fruit and what would you consider not a good fruit? What are some hacks that you've been instilled in since you were a kid, or what you learned growing up to somewhat visualize just off a look or feel that if this fruit is good for you or not, or if it's authentic?
If you realize that there are an infinite number of parallel realities, it means there are an infinite number of parallel versions of Earth that coexist simultaneously right now. So he's basically saying you never actually change the world you're on. You change yourself and you shift yourself incrementally to different versions of Earth that already exist that are more and more and more reflective of the change you make within you. People may still exist on the world you left behind, but you may never interact again because they may actually be on another vibrational level of Earth that exists simultaneously with the one you've shifted to. And when you think of yourself as an indestructible, eternal, infinite being, nothing is ever really lost.
Scary. There is a dark theory about Samsung phones. You know how they always pride themselves on having a better phone than iPhone. They say that their cameras are the best. They say you can literally point your camera at the moon and the quality is better than the telescope. They do really advertise like being able to zoom into the moon. So I watched this video by Shane Dawson and watched this clip. You see how the guy's able to zoom into the moon. Yeah, pretty good, right? Like it looks really good, right? So Samsung actually just came out saying how they actually fake moon pictures on Samsung phones and they used AI to do this. But a guy made a video showing how Samsung's able to do this. So like watch this clip. It's insane how he does this. He found a picture of a regular white circle and placed it on the other side of their house. They then zoomed in as much as they could to trick the phone into thinking it was a picture of the moon. The phone camera then replaced that white circle with a picture of the moon. It was just a white circle and then it turns into the moon. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Any white circle will turn into the moon, dude. That's a scam.
Dang.
Who knows what other technology's out there that's like deceiving us with AI? I have no idea.
Wow. If that did not change our reality revolving Samsung, then I don't know what else to say, bro. Like that makes so much sense of why they were cautious about AI getting out into just the public, because they didn't want people to really start figuring out things like this. Now they're starting to make me think that AI is in a lot of these phones. Not even just Galaxy Androids, even though they're the worst phones ever for anybody that got an Android. You know? So they've been deceiving y'all this whole season. That's why y'all got to get Apple. I don't think Apple will do nothing like this. I mean, they got AI with the little face, you send your little face stuff. They, got you, but I don't think, like, they don't got nothing Photoshop to where you can take a picture and make yourself look better on iPhone. It's real. See, I might as well just go ahead and get them Androids and Galaxies up. I know a lot of y'all standing strong, but y'all might as well just go ahead and give it up, man.
You see, this is the game. That they play here in this country, in this Western society. I have to search out the numbers. When it starts with the number 9, that means it's organic.
Okay.
But when it starts with the number 4, that means it was grown with pesticides.
So the higher the number, the more organic. The lower the number, the more of the pesticides in it.
I have to search out like this, right? I have to look for it and make sure that I'm not picking up and buying right here with the number 4. That means it was grown with pesticides. I walked all the way to the other side. Now I'm picking up the number 9 bell peppers. Some will have 8, some will have 7. Be very, very careful. You have to have the number 9. That means that it was grown for the most part without pesticides. But why do I have to do that? Why is not all the fruits and vegetables organic and starting with the number 9? Because they know that most people are going to go to the supermarket, pick it up, take it in their cart, take it home, cook it, digest it. Health is not true wealth in this country, but it must be to you.
Yeah, man. See, that's why I be telling y'all, bro. I be telling y'all be thinking, bro, man, you be playing, bro. I be telling y'all, man. I do hope that you all were able to enjoy this video. Like, this was pretty crazy as well as all the other ones, man. Make sure if you're new to the channel as well that you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all tomorrow.